Happy Friday, Bravehearts. I'm glad you could join me. Now, some people are saying that I need to wait for 20 seconds before they can get on before I start talking. So I'm not sure exactly what I should talk about for 20 seconds. But let me just start in by saying this, okay? All right? Vitamin L is the most important nutrient that you'll ever take, and it's a self-serve job, and you better be filling your heart up every morning before you get out of bed, because I'll tell you, if you fill up your heart with love from you and only you, you're not going to be demanding the world to heal you, because you can only heal yourself. It's a self-healing thing, because it's self-care and it's self-love. Now, I think that's been about 20 seconds, so how's that? So here's the deal. So I get up early in the morning. I've done 2 consults this morning, okay, just so you know. And Sean was here. Now, the first consult I did this morning was a lady with leukemia. And just so you understand, she's got chronic leukemia. And just so that you also understand this, my father had leukemia 3 times. Now, why would my father have leukemia 3 times if, Dr. Wolfe, you're any kind of a practitioner? Well, understand something. First of all, the hardest people you'll ever work on is your family, okay, in most cases. The next thing is that my father has his own personality and he creates his own reality. My father had this belief that poverty was the way, okay, to the Lord. And you know what? That's his belief. I'll honor him on that. But the reality is my father also did not eat right, and he did not treat himself right. Now, I'll tell you a little quick story. We are going to get to the chart in a minute, though, because what I'm going to be doing, and we're just trying to feel this out. You know what? You kind of fake it till you make it. And the reality is we might be doing this almost every day throughout the week, and it's going to be more of a training thing. I'll come on and I'll do my blurbs, but you know, the reality is if I'm going to be opening my mouth, I should be teaching people how to take their power back instead of just pretending, right? So anyways, my father, okay, like I said, he had leukemia 3 times, but the first time when he had leukemia, he was in Halifax, Nova Scotia in the hospital, and I didn't even know it. And my brother, who was living there, and I was living in Toronto, I said, so how's Dad? Oh my gosh, he didn't want me to tell you, but he's got leukemia. And I said, why? He goes, well, he knows you'd be mad at him because he's still not looking after himself. Because I had a clinic in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and my father had a triple bypass heart surgery. And actually, the reason why he needed a triple bypass heart surgery is my father never knew how to love. He didn't know how to love himself or to love anyone else. But he was a very good person. You know, he had a good heart. He just didn't know how to do it. So the reality is the reason why we get heart disease, we get heart attacks, we get angina, these are all anxiety. And it's really about love. See, your heart is the recorder of love. And the more heart trouble you have, okay, the more trouble you have with love and relationships, whether it's loving yourself or anyone else. And the most important thing you'll ever do is bloody well love yourself. And that's why we're in this mess, because if you don't love yourself and honor yourself, respect yourself, and please don't get me wrong when I say this, you're probably wearing a mask right now. You're probably thinking that you need someone to come and save you. And the reality is, even if it's imaginary, which 99.9% of the time, all your fear, all your stresses, all your traumas are imaginary, your brain doesn't know it. So you still go through the same stress with creating acidity in the body, which is life-threatening. So the reality is, if you're not the master of your mind and you don't believe in self-love and self-care, then you have an autoimmune disease and you're sick right now. And the reason why you're sick is because you have sick thoughts. You're not a sicko. That's not what I said. You have sick thoughts. And those thoughts are dishonoring and disrespecting who you truly are, because we are light energy beings. Now, everything invisible becomes physical. Everything psychological turns into the biological. I hope you're with me so far. So my father back then, he believed in Jesus more than anyone else. And he could hardly wait to be with Jesus. whatever that was going to take. But the problem is, while you're down here on the planet, because this is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure if you don't understand the rules. Now, my father had leukemia, and I told my brother, you need to get him out of the hospital, get him on a plane, fly him to Toronto. He went in and they said he can't leave because he's got leukemia and he's probably only got 3 weeks to live. I'm not making any of this up. And I said, if you have to go in there with a baseball bat, you do it. You get him on the plane. Now, remember something. I was only 28 years old at the time. And I had a clinic in Toronto. So anyways, we did get him on a plane. We did get him there. And when he landed, okay, he had, his eyes were yellow. His skin was yellow. He had cold sores all over his lips. And he would look up at me like this with the saddest eyes because he knew he was going. Now, understand something. Just let me see. It would be about 2.5 years prior to that. I had a clinic in Halifax, and he came for colon training. My father was so backed up with waste. Everybody that has a bit of a tummy has a bowel problem. And I keep talking about the bowel because it's the Holy Grail. My father would have never had heart disease if he didn't back up his waste into his system and if he knew how to love himself and his children. I don't hold anything against my father, but my father didn't know how to show me love, okay? Because his father never showed him love. His father was a hard mother. Let me tell you, he was hard all the time. Okay, I went to live with them, and I won't tell you how that went, but it didn't go well because just know this, they used to call me the wild one. But the reality is that my father, he didn't understand about love, and so his heart got broken. His heart was empty. His heart was torn apart. So you know what? Remember what I said? Emotional becomes physical. So now that's always going on, and he didn't know how to change it. We say, oh, this is who I am. This is my personality. No, it's not. You are your mother and father. You are the church you went to. You're the school you went to. You're the shows you watched. You're the people you hung around with. And understand, you can change your personality like you can change your clothes. Now, you can change your clothes easier. To change your personality, you got to put your heart into it. You got to have passion and really want to do it. You got to want a better life. So anyways, like I said, he had a triple bypass heart surgery, but when we did the colon cleansing on him, the poop was like forever, okay, because I used to have a colon irrigation center. So anyways, so now he comes to Toronto. He's got leukemia. You know what? I don't care if you believe this or not, but my father had acute leukemia. And 6 weeks later, the leukemia was gone. I was 28 years old when I pulled that off. Now, I'm not going to go through and tell you how we did it. But the second time my father got leukemia, he came to me again. It took us 3 months. The third time he got leukemia, he never made it to me. He was found on the floor, kitchen floor. So the reality is unless you're willing to change your mind, which means you got to change parts of your personality, you'll never change your reality. So you just keep on telling the same story. Think about the people in your life that are always talking about their victim story, their war story, about how bad their life was. Understand, I'm not saying that their life wasn't bad, but the reality is if you don't learn to tell a different story, then the ending is always going to be the same. You have to become the hero of your own story, and that's the bottom line. So anyways, this morning I did a conversation, and guess what? There are so many beautiful people in the world. This is somebody that I'm going to be working with in a big way, and they're into health, but they don't know health. People are into health, but they don't know health. And then they've gone to somebody that says, I know health, but they don't know health either. You don't know health until you totally honor, love, and respect yourself as a practitioner, because you can't give what you're not. And if you can't give total, honest to goodness, unconditional love and training to teach your patients how to become their own practitioners, then guess what? As far as I'm concerned, you broke the Hippocratic Oath, because you will do harm unless you're teaching somebody how to unconditionally, totally love themselves. So, this couple is going to be coming to me, and they're going to be here for 2 or 3 weeks, and so they're going to be coming here instead of taking the other route. They're going to come here and learn how to love themselves. And I will be honest with you. I'll tell you how it goes, but it's going to go great. It's going to go great because the uncurable is curable, the irreversible is reversible, and the impossible, as soon as you take I am possible, then it becomes possible. So that means that your thoughts create everything. So here's another thing. Sean, is this a true story too? That somebody I work with in business came this morning and they could hardly walk and he's dragging his leg and he looks like he's an old man coming into my clinic.
Yeah, I saw him and then I saw him leave.
Yeah, and was he limping when he left?
He was not limping and he had a tear in his eye.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here's the deal. He's been going to physio, massage therapy, chiropractic, and guess what? For the last 6 weeks. And I said, guess what? Tell you what, John, I could fix this in 10 minutes. And of course, he knows me. He doesn't want to doubt me, but who says that? Just somebody who's really arrogant, right? So anyways, we talk about what we need to talk about because we're working and doing some big things together in nutrition. And I mean big things. And so anyways, but see, he knows so much about nutrition, okay? But he can't even fix his knee. This is how crippled we've been. We've been put into these little pigeonholes. So anyways, there's a room right over there. I walk into the room. I work on him for 10 minutes. Was it 10 minutes? It was 10 minutes, eh, Sean? Yeah. He comes out, he's got a tear in his eye, and he couldn't believe it. Because guess what? He's been suffering with pain. And I said, no problem. And he says, you know that my wife broke her back last year. And I said, yeah, bring her on in, John. And guess what? In the first treatment, there'll be tears in her eye because we are going to turn it around. Let me just tell you something right now. All the systems out there are broken. And anybody that's approved by the government has to be a broken system. That's the deal. You don't get to have approval by the government unless you're running a broken system. So does that mean I'm approved by the government? No, but I am approved by the World Organization of Natural Medicine, which is the only naturopathic association that's real in the world. Even naturopaths aren't naturopaths anymore. They cross the line. They cross the line. Do you want to know something? I'm not out to cause trouble, but I'm out to hold the line. I am going to hold the line for you. And I'm going to hold the line for every one of my brothers and sisters out there that are being sold a fraudulent product. Because nobody's going to save you. No, you know what? You keep on giving up your health, give up your wealth, give up your freedoms. Oh, yeah, it's just all going to work out so peachy. Okay? When's the last time a robber gave you back something? Knock on the door. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm terribly mistaken. I'm sorry that I stole this. I just want to return it to you. I've seen my wicked ways. Okay, I understand. Power-hungry people are always going to be power-hungry. So either you, okay, learn the power of love, okay, or you just love power. That's the deal. You can't give what you're not. And I challenge anybody out there to try to find something fraudulent in me. You're not going to. Because I have a deal with my Creator. And that is that I will live in integrity no matter how much flack comes back at me. Because understand something. Today to live in integrity. Today to stand in honor. Today to stand up against the government. Today to stand up against even our so-called police force. To stand up against all the things out there that are supposed to be the force. Well, let me tell you something. May the force be with you. And that force is your spirit. And you are down here to create. And you can decide what kind of life you want to create today. We're going to have to fix this thing, Sean. It's flicking all over the place. This.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to just say something here. And you better start looking after yourself. You better start knowing how to eat, how to treat yourself. And you better start respecting your large intestine. Okay? We talked about what a normal colon is. We talked about what colitis is. Colitis is just constipation that is creates infection, that creates inflammation. Now you're on fire. And then you create a stricture in usually your sigmoid colon. So now you back up your poop here and you have spasms in here. So every time you feel pain or bloating or cramping in your pelvis or in your abdomen, it's because you are pooping in your pelvis. You have infection that creates inflammation that goes to scar tissue formation that then creates scar tissue and ties you up in knots. And then it's the invisible bonds that bind you and block you that actually cut off your oxygen, your blood supply to the cells. And if you cut off the oxygen to the cells by 35% for just a few days, you already caused cancer cells. And cancer cells are not the problem. The problem is circulation. The problem is what? Inflammation. The problem is constipation. Yeah, but I go every day. Yeah, I believe you do. But it's not what comes out. It's what stays in you that's rotting you away. And that's the big problem. So we will make it through these charts. If you've been watching, this is number 5, isn't it? And we're going to keep doing it. And I'm just going to keep coming on when I can. And I'm going to try to make it through this chart. But we've decided we're going to fix this chart and make it even more, make it more beautiful, right?
That's right.
And then we're going to try to keep doing this. And I'm just going to keep talking. And those of you that think I have something to say will show up. And those of you that don't want to won't show up. That's the deal. I'm going to read a couple of questions here today because I'd like to clean up the questions that came in. Okay? And then I'm going to go start my day. All right. So actually, I started my day at 5 this morning. Kathy, carpal tunnel. My husband was told that he should go for surgery. Is there a non-surgical answer, Dr. Wolfe? Okay, first of all, let me just tell you this much. Carpal tunnel it happens in the wrist. And you can go for surgery, and guess what? Within a year or two, you're going to have more surgery. Okay, because surgery causes more scar tissue than anything else that you could do to yourself. That's right. Because you cannot take a knife to your body without the cells freaking out, causing tons of inflammation, crystallization, and scar tissue formation. Now, if you want to go to one of my non-surgical certified therapists or come to see me, I'll give you a money back if we can't reverse it, because we will. So what we do is we go in and we use our elbows. It's called Wolfe non-surgical, and we go on a 45-degree angle. Now what happens is that the fibers in here, okay, they're supposed to be parallel. And what happens is there's supposed to be room between each muscle fiber. They get stuck together, and then they actually, through inflammation, which is like on fire, they shrink and they get tightened up like beef jerky. Now, between using DMSO gel, which you'll see it on my website, Pain Away essential oil, getting yourself a clapper, okay? I can actually do a demo sometime. We'll do a demo, eh?
Yeah.
We'll do a demo, and I'll show carpal tunnel syndrome, what I would do here in the way of therapy, and then I'll show you what you can do at home. But the reality is I guarantee that we can reverse anybody with carpal tunnel syndrome anywhere with a money-back guarantee. End of story. You know what? I am so tired of the watered-down, toxic body work that goes on out there. And God love all the body work people. They've got their heart into it. But what if you weren't taught something that wasn't real? Let me tell you something. Like going to school. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. My kids would never go to school again. If they were young, they'd never go to school again. Because guess what? The Rockefellers figured out that if you sent somebody to school for 12 years, that was enough to make them into a bloody robot and dumb them down. Okay, into a mindless drone. And that's the only reason why we go to school for 12 years. Do you get that? And that's the bottom line. Yeah, like the kids that are coming out of school can read. Like they really know how to love and care for themselves. Like they know how to cook proper food. Okay, how they know how to love other people. Like they know how to look after their finances. You come out of school not knowing anything. So the longer you go into school, the more institutionalized you are, the more toxic you are. So when somebody says to me, oh, he's such a genius, he has 3 bachelor degrees, I go, oh, I don't even want to talk to him. He might be interesting for a while because of all the facts he knows, but that doesn't make him logical. That doesn't make him an intelligent human being, because an intelligent human being is part of nature. An intelligent human being knows what logic is, and bloody well, nobody knows what logic is. And look at all these intelligent guys that have went to school for 10 and 20 years that are telling us that we have a new normal going on. Okay. Anyways, carpal tunnel syndrome is a piece of cake, walk in the park for me. And I'll tell you, if you can find a practitioner that's going to give you a money-back guarantee, you go to that practitioner. And you can't give what you don't know. Joanne, I'm having a hard time lately with menopause. Well, that's because, Joanne, I'll read the rest of this. Joanne, guess what? That's because when you have a hard time with menopause, you have been backing up waste in your bowel and absorbing it into your pelvis and backing up your liver, so your liver is sluggish with waste inside of it, and your lymph system's backed up as well. So now, when you go through menopause, your period slows down, and your period every month gets rid of the worst infection in the human body. That's why women live longer. That's why women can take on more stress, okay? That's why women will actually get healed faster. Because the period, it's not just about sloughing off the egg, it's about getting rid of the worst toxins so that there's loving in the oven if you get pregnant. I'm 47. I'm doing it naturally as I've a clotting gene. First of all, no such thing as a clotting gene, but whatever. Okay, good for you. It's not a clotting gene. If I were to have a river, okay, if there was a river running through the city and we all dump garbage into it, okay, would that be a clotting gene, Joanne? It wouldn't be, would it? So the reality is don't give me the clotting gene thing. Don't believe it. The doctor that told you, call him up and tell him that Dr. Wolfe would like him to debate him on the clotting gene. Because the only reason why you've got your clotting is because you've got so much garbage that's going into your bloodstream. And, are you ready for this? And you're low on oxygen. Okay, so check that out. And the reality is we can turn that all around. You can turn that all around. I'm 47. I'm doing it naturally as I've a clotting gene and can take HRT, but I wouldn't have wanted to do it anyway, other way. Can you suggest supplements? No, it's not about supplements. It's about doing the daily cleansing tea, the tummy love, the black gold, and I'll tell you how to do them and how to use them if you want to call me, and doing coffee enemas, and also going to my library and going into the Perfect Day Guide and looking what a perfect day diet is, and then also look at the perfect day exercises, because you need to start squatting and you need to start doing some of those exercises. Start doing belly button therapy, love, and release the serotonin and dopamine. It releases more serotonin and dopamine than anything else. And it also helps to stimulate the good bacteria in your large intestine. Look at belly button therapy in my do-it-yourself guide in my library. If you go to docofdetox.com, click on library, go into the do-it-yourself guide. There's a video on how to do that, okay? Those are just some tips for you, okay? But understand something. Okay, Joanne, 3 to 6 weeks, this is completely turned around. I'll give you your money back. Remember something. I'm not the miracle guy. I'm not the genius. Your body's the genius. And when you decide to take massive action and doing the right things, a lot of people take massive action, but they're not doing the right things because the practitioner doesn't know the right things. So the practitioner is going to teach what they should teach. Okay, Shar, where can I find your talk on fibromyalgia? I lost it, but your take was so interesting. Well, what you want to do, everybody, not anybody, what you want to do is you want to go into my website. Oh, and just know this, the master classes are only going to be free for 4 more weeks. I would go into my library, just go to Doc of Detox, click on library at the top of the page, and then go to the A to Z wellness guide. Click on that and watch the 2-hour video, and then go watch how to become number 1 at the art of number 2, and you're going to know more than your practitioner. Go figure. And you're going to go, oh, he's awful cocky, that Dr. Wolfe. Yeah, well, guess what? I've earned it. Okay? All right? Find me another practitioner that gives a money-back guarantee on their body work and on their consultations. I've earned it. And the reality is, put your money where your mouth is, and I do it all the time. And we better walk in confidence. And the problem is that people today aren't walking in confidence, and they're hiding behind a mask. We're not confident anymore. We've lost our faith. We've lost our faith in our Creator. And don't tell me you haven't, because you lost your faith in your Creator, because you lost your faith in your body, and nothing has changed in the last 2 years. And guess what? In Canada, we have a lower death rate this year than in 6 years. And you can chew on that all day long if you want. And I guarantee if you go into every country, it'll be close to the same thing. Okay, next. Beth Ann, I have leaky bladder after having 3 kids. No, there's no such thing as a leaky bladder. There's such thing as a leaky large intestine. And what happens is you backed up the waste in your large intestine. And from having 3 kids, you didn't know how to put the tone back into your abdominal muscles. So everything is loosey-goosey. So now your colon's like a screen door in a submarine and you're pooping into your pelvis. And then your body has to pick up that waste. And that waste goes through your kidneys into your bladder, then sits in your bladder at the bottom because it's a sac. And that the bad bacteria and the things that should have went through the poop chute are now in your bladder. And they create infection, which creates inflammation. And that's the truth. You don't have a leaky bladder. And the reality is when you drip, 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 and just so you know, 50% of women drip. And they can't stop dripping. And they can't stop dripping because they do have a leaky bladder, but you can't say that. They've got an infected bladder that infected the valve. So the valve gets infected and it can't shut properly. And because the bladder is inflamed, it can't hold much urine. So think about it. How many men, how many women feel like they got to go to the bathroom and they get there, they get up in the middle of the night, maybe 4 or 5 times, some people, and they go and they stub their toe on the way. And then they get there, they sit down, drip, drip, drip. And that's it. And then they go back to bed and then they got to wake up again. It's because when your bladder's inflamed, it contracts and it says, I can't handle any pressure here. Do you remember the last time that somebody irritated the heck out of you and they walked in the room? That's all they had to do. And you wanted to throw something at them? Okay, maybe you didn't, but you did feel irritated, didn't you? So your bladder cannot handle anything. And that's the truth. Go watch my videos that I just told you, A to Z. Go into A to Z guide and watch that one, and then go watch how to become #1 at the art of #2, because guess what? In 4 weeks, you're going to have to pay for them. All right? Oh, and by the way, I will do it anytime and any place. If there's a practitioner out there that doesn't believe in my theories and would like to get on and debate me, hey, Sean, come call me. Do it. Okay? All right? Stop. Okay, all you practitioners, all you politicians, all you medical people who are telling people to do the craziest things in the world, okay? If you believe in what you're telling people, then get on my show. Get on my show. And then tell them that I don't know what I'm talking about, and let's debate this thing. Let's debate that people shouldn't take their power back. Let's debate that the body doesn't heal. Let's debate that they need you because they don't. People, you don't need practitioners. You need to become your own practitioner. You don't need me once you learn what I'm going to teach you. And that's it, okay? Remember something, okay? You can give them fish, but why don't you give them a fishing rod? All right. Anyways, you can turn that around, Bethane. Same thing I just said here about your bowel, but also you got to get on structured water, get on the perfect day diet. You got to go into my do-it-yourself, and you got to learn the pelvic squats, and you got to do the pelvic enhancer, and you got to do the belly button therapy. And I'd also get into clapping, okay? Everybody, just so you know, we're releasing, okay, a 2-hour clapping training. If you haven't ordered a clapper from me, okay, order it today. Order a clapper, and I promise you that this clapper is going to cost you, I think it's $20 or $25, but this clapper is going to be $25,000 in therapy, minimum. Because when you clap your body, you're going to be clapping areas that you have pain or swelling, okay, or you have stiffness, and guess what? Those are physical blocks. Now, do you want to go to a practitioner and get treated, or do you want to become the practitioner and go in and get rid of the block? And if you start clapping and you bruise, that's because you're already rotten to the core. Because healthy people do not bruise when they clap. And the more you bruise, that's how more your blood is poisoned and how much tissue rot you've got going on in that area. And again, anybody out there in practitioner land who wants to debate me, And you know what? People are going, why is he trying to challenge people? Well, because I want to challenge all of you. I want to challenge all of you that you don't realize that you were created by God Almighty and we're not acting like it. You need to take your power back and understand something. Forget the white coats and forget all the diplomas that people have on the wall. What are they giving you? Are they giving your power back? Okay, let me tell you something. I've done a lot of trainings. I got 3 PhDs. They're not medical, so understand that. Never will, don't care. But the reality is, I didn't learn the best things I've learned in life from anybody with a PhD. I learned it from people who were down to earth. People that we used to know, like our grandmothers, that knew so much until they invented X-Lax and we threw out the enema bag and everything else. All right? Krishna, what are all causes of high levels of cortisol? Oh, you're a terrorizer. You're terrorizing yourself, girl. That's it. You're terrorizing yourself. Cortisol, high levels of cortisol, are you terrorizing yourself? You not drinking enough structured water, you eating inflammatory foods. But the biggest one is you're inflaming your brain, okay? And because you are stressing out about things that aren't even happening yet, or you're feeling shame or guilt for something you did in the past. Guess what? And that means you've either got failure, you've got a failure dysfunctional program you're running all the time, or sinner syndrome. Which one? And the reality is you need to get yourself off the hook completely, and you need to stop worrying about everything, and you need to focus on only what you want in your life, only what you want to see in your life. Get rid of toxic people, get rid of toxic food, get rid of toxic drink, and start doing things that honor and love and respect you. And hold the line. Think about the people in your life and think about the ones that have no control of their mind. They're always walking around stressed out and fearful. Aren't they a lot of fun? And we breed it like crazy. And there's never been so much fear and stress in my whole life as there is right now. So I don't want to go out in public. I want to go out to nature. So you know what we've done for the summer? A group of us have actually chipped in money, and we've rented a big motorboat and a big pontoon boat and sea-doos because we know that we can't get terrorized out in the middle of the lake. Our lake is 75 miles long. Do you understand? Catch me if you can. So I don't want to go downtown because this summer everybody's going to be wearing masks because they're all just programmed to do it, right? People are wearing masks in their cars. People are wearing masks when they go to bed, for God's sakes now. I'm not kidding. I dealt with a couple, and the husband wanted me to talk to his wife because she won't stop wearing the mask. Talk about being programmed. Let's move on. Gracie, can you use infrared sauna during a water fast? Yes. But the problem is, Gracie, don't do it to the point that you feel really like shaky or dizzy or doing anything like that. But just know this. Okay? What works 250% better than a sauna? An Avicen. An Avicen, you put your hand into it, and it detoxifies the body better, 250% more than any infrared sauna. It's way beyond a sauna, and you can just fall asleep with it. And you could do it any time of the day. And you don't have to get all sweaty. And you don't need a big thing in your house. And you don't have to drive to go do it. Take a look at Avicen, Avacen, and right now we got $500 off that you can use for credit to buy product. And I'm not trying to sell it to you, but understand, Avicen increases the circulation in the body by 67%, which is 100% more than any other energy medicine device. And I already said it's 250% better than any infrared sauna. Okay? Obi, hi doc. Do you have a glossary of disease somewhere on your website that can be accessed? Thank you. No, I don't. Diseases are just names that tell us where we can find problems, but we're whole body healing. We don't go in and look at just the knee if there's a problem. We don't just look at the liver if it's just a problem. And that's why there'll always be a problem if you're going to deal with the disease, because the disease is just a symptom, and the symptom is your body talking to you and saying, sweetheart, the weakest link in your body is this, but you need to look after yourself wholeheartedly and learn how to do the perfect day, and you will heal. Understand that, okay? If you go to most people, they'll just try to heal that one certain part, but that's not how it works. First of all, where the mind goes, the body follows. And then second of all, it was just the weakest link that blew. And understand, I get it. The weakest link is going to put you in the hospital. The weakest link is going to put you in a nursing home. The weakest link is going to stop you from playing sports and enjoying your life. But that doesn't have to happen because we have the most powerful body work in the world. So after you've seen everybody else, you can come to me and I'll give you a money-back guarantee that our first treatment we do on you will be more powerful than everything else that you've ever got. And that's because we figured out the key. All right, let me see. We're almost there. How do we lower, how do we lower creatine levels? Well, if you want to lower creatine levels, you're not digesting your proteins properly, and you need to clean up your blood and you need to move your bowels. And I would tell everybody here to get yourself a perfect day consultation. It's $150. If you don't believe that we have done way past the $150, just ask for your money back. We're not even going to question you. But remember, when you pay for a consult from us, you get an hour audio, and then you're allowed to call us for the rest of your life as much as you want, and you will always be honored for it. Because the more you get your questions answered, the more that you're going to be at peace and you're going to be able to take your life back. If we don't do that, you're not taking your life back. Going to a naturopathic doctor or anybody else and getting one consultation, spending $1,000 on products, they run out. What do I do now? Because information is your healer. Okay, yes, we will give you things to support you, but understand something. Where your mind goes, your body follows. Tina, how do I stop my right breast from soreness? In November 2019, I had a lump removed from the breast and radiation. Tina, first of all, when they remove the lump, most of the time they're only removing a big scar tissue lump. Next thing is, I'm not telling people what to do. Go for surgery, do whatever you want, go to your medical doctor, take all the drugs you want, get all the radiation, chemotherapy, surgery that you want. I am not telling you what to do. When I'm talking here, I'm telling you what I would do because I believe in that God created a healing machine. Okay, and understand this. You could have came to us. We could have did some Wolfe non-surgical and pull the scar tissue apart. We could have taught you how to clap your breast properly because it's all a block. It's just, you're not going to have a fibroid. A fibroid means scar tissue. You do know that. Okay? And scar tissue in most cases is not the problem. You just have to get the blood supply back and get the circulation back, and then it turns into beautiful connective tissue. This stuff is a walk in the park for us. It is. And some of the things that are going on out there, people are like stressing themselves to the point of making themselves sick. And all they had to do was call us and get a consult, and we could start. And if they think we're wrong, and I'm not telling you to ever get rid of anybody else. Use all your other practitioners, doctors, anything else you want. But understand something. Until you create the perfect day on an emotional and physical level, you're not going anywhere. It's your body. You were gifted it by God Almighty, and you don't know how to look after it, and it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Okay, she also says, I had a lump removed by my breast. The doctor said it was 9 millimeters. Okay, so that would be about 3.5 inches. Okay, makes me mad. I could have cured myself, I'm sure. They won't let me have mammogram because I refuse to wear a mask. I am 53 years old. I live in Edmonton, Alberta. Understand something. You do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell anybody to stop taking drugs, or I'm not going to tell anybody to not go for chemo. I'm not going to tell. But you know what? The things that I do, they do no harm. They just help to heal you. So understand that. I have no contraindications with anything else that's going on out there, and I'm not going to instruct you to stop doing anything else. But why wouldn't you want to learn how to love and heal your body? I would tell you right now, Tina, why don't you just end this with a consult? Even a consult, when you're done the consult with us, or even call me, my extension is 5. After you talk to me for 10 minutes, you're going to go, oh, God, thank you so much. That's right. Because you know what? When you can't take action in your life when there's something wrong, the only thing you're going to do is create dis-ease. That's it. That's it. You're going to blow up. What does autoimmune disease mean? It means attacking oneself. There could be a clue there. Okay? Tina, just give me a call. Golda, how to get B12. Okay, B12. Well, first of all, we have a B12 spray if you want to check that out. I hardly ever do animal products. And how am I doing? Okay? And I do B12 spray. And sometimes I've gone without it for a long time and I don't feel it, right? Because I think it's been made out to be more than you think. You know, the mind is the greatest healer. If you want to change parts of your personality, you'll change your reality. When you believe that you have unlimited potential and you are a self-healing mechanism and you are the goddess of everything, girl. Okay? What's the best way to detox? Well, the best way to detox is to get a consult. But the best way to detox is to start off with daily cleansing tea. There's no stimulants, no laxatives. And this is not a commercial. Somebody asked me, okay? So this is the way to go. There's no stimulants, no laxatives. It cleanses the colon, the liver, the lymph, the kidneys, and the blood. Go figure. One product. And guess what? If you were to do daily cleansing tea, morning and night for the rest of your life, you can kiss 85% of all your so-called diseases goodbye, because diseases are just symptoms of somebody who doesn't know how to look after that beautiful masterpiece called the human body. Right? And if you really want to heal, then you kick in your tummy love. You kick in your black gold. Okay? Black gold can go in your coffee. When you grind your coffee up, it helps to take the acidity away. But black gold goes in, and what it does, it is food for mummy's bacteria in your gut. It is actually going to absorb heavy metals. It's going to bring down the acidity all the way through your intestinal region. The tummy love is made out of humic and fulvic, capturing viral, bacterial, fungal, but it's 25% humic, 75% fulvic. And what fulvic does is it has 60 different micronutrients that go into the cells fast as lightning, and it makes everything wetter. And what it does when it gets into the cells is it will actually load itself up with three times the weight of itself with toxicity and heavy metals. All right, now, that's it for today. I'll be back here on Monday, but tomorrow, Saturday, I'm doing a doc demo on colon cancer live, and it's called Learning to Let Go, wouldn't you figure, eh? And this is a beautiful lady. Wait till you see. We will get into the emotional, the physical, the nutritional, okay? Everybody needs to understand that colon cancer is the fastest cancer that's happening right now. And your colon, by the way, okay, is causing all the trouble in your pelvis and even your breast cancer. And that's my belief, and I'm allowed to have it. And I will prove that to anyone, that first you've got a problem in your pelvis and your ovaries before you do in your breasts. And it's like when you went to the fair and you took the hammer and you hit that down and went ding. Well, it happened first down here and then it went up here. And I can prove it. Next thing, on Sunday, I'll be doing a doc demo, scoliosis, 16 years of pain. She was diagnosed when she was 16 years old. So they said she needed 16-inch rods on either side. Never got them. She's 35, I think she is right now. And guess what? She's done she's done probably about 9 hours of therapy with us. She's come 4 times. And wait till you see the pictures on what we've done, reversing the irreversible. Understand something. Surgery is not your last option. And we should be your first option, honestly. And I'll give you a money back on that. So I'm not going to waste your time, waste your money. We're just going to get right at it, okay? On Thursday, I have Sherry Tenpenny at 10 a.m. If you don't know her, then you don't know about the world of V. You know V? Okay, you know what that is, don't you? A little poke here and there. All right. So, and then I will be kicking off my water fasting preparation. It's a 2-week preparation before we do our 6-day advanced water fasting. I'll talk more about that later. But understand something. Fasting unleashes more stem cells, and autophagy, where you go in and eat up things that the body doesn't want because now it's going to snack on that, Once you know how to turn off your digestive tract, you'll turn on your stem cell making. And when you do that, you turn on the power to heal. So let me leave this with you. This is what I wrote, and this is what I live by. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I'm healed. I'm Braveheart. Have a beautiful weekend. Hope you can join me tomorrow. God bless. Good day, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. Do you know why you or your friends or your family are struggling with their health? Well, because they've never been given a strategy. And every time they go to see a health practitioner, whether it's medical or natural, all they're doing is getting Band-Aids. What if we were able to create a strategy that you could create the perfect day from the minute you woke up until you went to bed, and then we continue to guide and support you along your journey as you grow, your program grows. And what if you only paid one price, and you had unlimited support and guidance for the rest of your life? That's called the Perfect Day Consultation. How would it feel to you? Better still, how would it change your life to be certified in the most powerful training in regards to the emotional and physical body? Whether you're coming to us to enhance your clinic, or for personal growth, or finally, to live your passion and purpose as a natural health practitioner, you are only limited by your beliefs, but that ends today. We will be holding this New World Practitioner certification in the amazing Casa del Agua facility, 15 minutes from Playa del Carmen in the beautiful Mayan Riviera of Mexico. Can't wait to see your smiling face.
Sage is by far the best teacher I have ever touched base with. I've done a lot of courses out there, a lot of programs, a lot of emotional work, mystery skills, but this really touches, it kind of bridges the emotion and the physical component together.
He's fun and he's thorough, and he doesn't, he's making sure that you know the techniques. And so when we walk away from this particular course, and we walk away, we feel confident, and he has given us that confidence.
I took my Touch for Health training in probably about 20 years ago. I also incorporate that into my practice, but it doesn't deal with the crystallization, inflammation, and calcification. So that's why I said that this is kind of the missing puzzle piece that I needed to help people get to their optimal health.
That's the moment where you leave and you become a complete professional in what you do and in your business. You leave with the ability to be a total professional at what you do.
You can deal with the emotions and let that go. Two, I can deal with the physical. But what we're doing with this non-surgical is you're combining the emotion and physical together.
And this is the component that now I can help others. And now I'm here, and I am trained, and I am certified, and I can take this, and I can help you.
Something about this spoke to me so true. The mind-body connection and being energy beings. It's profound, and I want to share it with others so that they can have the tools to feel this love and heal themselves.
And you as a practitioner or a doctor will be that guide to help see them transform and help support them through their conflict resolution, I call it, or making peace with things that have been unresolved.
Give me a call. This is your time to shine. Just remember, all questions matter because your life matters. You matter. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.